Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Arika Ahmed from Department of Peace and Conflict Studies, and today I'm going to talk about the relationship between Bangladesh and Russia during our liberation war and post-liberation war. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the topic. Russia's role during our liberation war. Russia's support for Bangladesh in the 1971 war was a major factor in Bangladesh's victory over Pakistan. Russia helped Bangladesh in a number of ways, which included diplomatic support, military aid, and naval support. Diplomatic support. Russia provided us with valuable intelligence and advice through secret delegation. They vetoed several resolutions in the UN Security Council. They signed a treaty of friendship and cooperation with India, which helped to prevent international intervention against India and allowed India to continue its support for the Mukti Bahini. Military aid. Russia provided Bangladesh with a significant amount of military aid, including tanks, artillery, aircraft, and ammunition. This aid was crucial to fight against the Pakistani army. Naval support. Russia deployed a number of warships which helped to deter the US Navy from intervening in the war and also helped to protect Bangladeshi ports from Pakistani naval attacks. Now, now let's talk about bilateral relationship between Bangladesh and Russia post-liberation war. So, what is bilateral relations? Bilateral relations mainly focuses on 3 points, and they are political, economic, and cultural relation between two sovereign or independent states. Bangladesh and Russia has a diplomatic relation since January 25, 1972. Bangladesh has an embassy in Moscow and a consulate general in Chittagong. Russia has an embassy in Dhaka and a consulate general in Chittagong. So these are the key points of the next discussion, and these are political and diplomatic relations, economic relation, socio-economic and cultural cooperation. Now, political and diplomatic relations. The relationship between Bangladesh and Russia has evolved over time, and this has been influenced by different political regimes in power in both countries. So, during Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's regime, Bangladesh had close ties with the Soviet Union. However, after the assassination of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in 1975, the relationship began to deteriorate. During Ziaur Rahman and Ershad's regime, Bangladesh's foreign policy shifted towards the United States and China. Relationship with Soviet Union remained cool during this period. In Khalida Zia's regime, since 1991 to 1996 and 2001 to 2006, Bangladesh's foreign policy continued to be focused on the United States and China. And Sheikh Hasina's regime, since 1996 to 2001 and 2009 to present, Bangladesh has sought to improve relations with Russia. In 2010, Bangladesh signed a nuclear cooperation agreement with Russia. In 2013, Bangladesh and Russia signed a deal to construct a nuclear power plant in Bangladesh. Now, let's talk about the economic relation with Russia. The economic relationship between Bangladesh and Russia has been steadily developing in the recent years, fueled by a strong political bond and growing trade ties. Here's a breakdown of the key aspects. Trade. Bilateral trade volume. In 2021, bilateral trade reached a record high of almost 3 billion US dollar. Bangladesh's export to Russia. Bangladesh mainly exports jute and jute goods, pharmaceuticals, and leather goods. Exports have grown significantly in the recent years at an annualized rate of 15.6% since 1995, reaching 1.27 billion US dollar in 2021. Bangladesh's imports from Russia. Bangladesh mainly imports machinery, fertilizers, wheat, and other food products from Russia. Imports have also seen steady growth but remains slightly higher than exports. In the graph, we can see that the difference between our export and import and Energy cooperation between these two countries. Rupur Nuclear Power Plant. The most significant economic cooperation project is the construction of the Rupur Nuclear Power Plant, a 12.65 billion US dollar project funded by Russia. With its completion, Bangladesh will diversify its energy sources and reduce dependence on fossil fuels. Oil and gas exploration. Russia is also exploring for oil and gas in Bangladesh, offering potential for further cooperation in the energy sector. Military cooperation and purchases. Bangladesh has purchased a significant amount of military equipment from Russia over the years, including MiG-29 fighter jets, BTR-80 armored personnel carriers, and Mi-17 helicopters. This military cooperation has been a source of concern for India, which is Bangladesh's traditional rival. Now, let's talk about the future prospects. Investment. Russia has expressed interest in investing in various sectors in Bangladesh, including infrastructure, manufacturing, and energy. Regional cooperation. These two countries are also collaborating on regional initiatives such as Bangladesh China India Myanmar BCIM economic corridor, which aims to boost economic integration in the region and trade diversification. Both countries are looking to diversify their trade beyond traditional goods, exploring potential in areas like pharmaceuticals, information technology, and tourism. There are some challenges too. The global trade environment. Ongoing global trade tensions and sanctions on Russia could pose challenges for further growth in bilateral trade. Logistics and infrastructure. Lack of adequate infrastructure and logistical connectivity could hinder the flow of goods and investment between these two countries. Let's move on to the next part. Socioeconomic and cultural relation. There's a growing cooperation between Bangladesh and Russia in the field of education. In 2015, the Russian government offered 50 scholarships to Bangladeshi students to study in Russian universities. Bangladesh and Russia have a number of cultural exchange programs in place. For example, students from both countries can study at each other's universities. Artists from both countries also participate in festivals and other cultural events. Agriculture. Russia is providing expertise and technology to Bangladesh in the agricultural sector, particularly in areas like wheat production and livestock breeding. Now, to conclude, we can say that the relationship between Bangladesh and Russia has been a complex one and has changed over time. However, in recent years, the relationship has improved. Recently, Russia has included Bangladesh on its list of friendly and neutral countries, so it is to be expected to boost the growing trade and investment more between the two countries. So that was some information on the relationship between Bangladesh and Russia. Thank you all for your patience. Hope this would be helpful.